Then I said, "That's not a hill giant, that's my wife." Ha ha ha.
Oh, fuck.
So now, yeah, to your question, where did we leave off last session?
Well, we were partying, right? That was...
You were partying after a very successful prize fight at an orc carnival. Well, they wouldn't call it a carnival, but a traveling yearly orc get-together celebration and festival.
It was nice.
Yeah, it was.
We got a cool blunderbuss.
You get a cool blunderbuss, and you accidentally got a new axe, which that would not have ended up in your hands, Tiger, if you hadn't attempted to return it the way that you did. Because I was sitting there as you were like, here, let me do this gesture of goodwill and give this guy his axe back, and I'm like, oh, these guys are not going to be okay with that. Like, they're going to view that as like a sign of weakness if a person like takes the axe back and makes amends. So of course, I'm like, shit, I have to give this axe to him.
I can live with that. Also, it wasn't so much a gesture as goodwill as it was to just style on him a bit.
Oh, well, in that case, you were 100% successful.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so you guys did that. You had your fight. You bedded down for the evening. You hung around with some of the people that you were fighting. They actually seemed like a cool bunch of folks. You gain the benefits of a long rest, and as you wake up, you notice that the tents around you are a little bit thinner. Just a little bit thinner as people are walking around and packing up, and the landscape is once again becoming barren. Gaspar?
Yes?
You specifically wake up to a couple of short, stiff kicks to your foot.
What?
If you're quite done being completely derelict in your duty, I believe we have to get on the road.
I don't like you.
Don't fucking ask me how I knew you were going to say that.
Because you've woken me up several times throughout the course of our lives.
Also, I feel like this emotion is real on you right now, so...
Is that the voice Adam usually uses when he wakes you up?
Yes!
That's actually how he sounds in the day-to-day.
This is my radio DJ voice.
Yeah. His GM voice makes him not sound quite as prissy.
It's like, I don't care if you like me. We were contracted to do a job. Needless to be said, I will be reporting this when we return back to the guiding boat.
Yes, I am sure that my great-great-granddad will have some very stern words for me. What time is it?
Sort of glancing up, just kind of checking how the sun is coming over the hills and the trees. You'd say it's probably about 7 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my fucking god. Listen, I guess the memo didn't get to you, but like, our day starts at 9 a.m. So, like, I'm gonna get up now because I'm up, and I can't get back to sleep now because I'm up, so thank you. But next time, 9.
Very well, I'll make sure not to deviate from the plan. See, I'm a go-getter. I'm here to do a job. I will happily acquiesce to this.
And the job is to annoy the hell out of me?
If need be.
Yes,
she stomps off.
I'm sure it's killing you inside.
No response. So, over the course of the morning, you guys start to... it's a question... You know, it's up to you exactly how hungover you guys are. Because there was booze and food aplenty. And to be honest, one of the things they don't tell you about orc food is that the food itself can also give something similar to a hangover.
Well, then Malcolm is definitely hungover because he's like small and just like alcohol everywhere. So
Halflings love a good time, and that's not just this game. That's straight back to Tolkien.
that is true. I feel like they party harder than.
Dwarves don't party as much either. That's an important thing to take into consideration. Every day is a party when you're a halfling.
I mean, yeah, and you don't get stepped on by somebody else.
All right, so the entirety of the camp, as you guys wake up, is packing up. It's about half gone at this point. The big tent is gone, and you can actually see sort of the depressions in the dirt. It seems that they've taken the big old pillars with them. Those were not a permanent feature.
How did they do that?
Well, as you watch, a couple of beefy orcs and a single ogre, not Rugilda, the one that you met and, clobbered last night, and then partied with, start loading it onto like a sort of, it's not a sledge, but it's a very heavy-duty cart. And they're hauling them away, because these are nomadic orcs. They aren't carrying the stuff with them all the time. And you actually watch as Chief Ulgrin sort of almost ceremoniously to like a few scattered people who are actually up at this time and haven't moved on already, ceremonially hands it off to one of the other chiefs, who's very sort of skinny and really sort of rough-looking elderly female orc. And you realize that there's some sort of contest or drawing or something has taken place, and they have decided which clan will host Orkalork next year. And he is handing off the Orkalork supplies to that chief ceremoniously. The chief is almost certainly going to stow it away somewhere until the following year. The nomadic orc tribes tend to travel light.
A question: which clan is Ullerin the chief of?
Ulgrin?
Yeah.
He is of the Forks. He is of the Forks clan.
And which clan has it been passed to?
Make that a history check.
Is this still fairly early?
It's pretty early. You guys are probably up, maybe getting a spot of breakfast and starting to pack yourselves up. I'd say it's probably about 7:30 in the morning.
No, Volcro's still asleep.
Never mind.
He'll be leaned up against the ogre.
Anybody who's been paying attention and knows the drama between Tuskep and the Thrax clan will note that it is not the Thrax orcs that it is passed off to.
That's good.
That's one good thing.
I'm just trying to make you come up with them on the spot.
I don't have a problem coming up with names for things on the spot. I'll tell you that for nothing. I could just be like, it's the Bullscar clan. It's the Angry Bear clan. It's the Squidgorp clan.
That's an interesting name. Why are they called Squid?
Look, Orcish is a weird...
I'm sure there's a long and interesting backstory to that.
It's Orcish for shut the fuck up, tiger.
A giant sentient squid. Or something
that's the only possible explanation.
That's how the clan was founded. They united to fight this giant sentient squid that was trying to enslave them.
Canon. Okay. See, the thing is, if I don't come up with something, you guys will come up with something, and I'm fine with that. Yeah, as you guys do start to wake up, when would Vokravars wake up?
Probably when the ogre does.
When the ogre does awaken, when Rugilda does awaken, let's say that she's got Malcolm tucked under her armpit like a teddy bear at this point. It just happened while they were sleeping.
Malcolm just wakes up like, what? Oh!
When she does awaken, it is a seismic event. She tectonically rolls over and sits up and just kind of groggily just
Did she just roll over onto Volcravars?
Where was Volcravars?
Let's say on her right.
I don't think so, because I'm kind of picturing Malcolm being tucked onto her right, and I don't think she would roll over onto Malcolm.
Well, that's good.
But she only basically leans to the left and then sort of draws herself up into a sitting position. And then she just kind of you make your noise and she kind of looks down at you, and there's just this moment of unbroken eye contact. And she's just like,
Good morning.
sorry.
Happens all the time, I'm sure.
She lets you go.
Tastes like salmon.
You guys are waking up. Chief Ulgrin comes over.
Thank you all for attending Orkalork, and I hope to see you next year.
Sounds fantastic, sir. You wouldn't happen to have any, like, breakfast? Maybe second breakfast? Either one.
First and second breakfast are being served by some of the last party goers in that tent over there. But after that, it's kind of on you. You take care of yourself. Okay?
Nice. Yes. Thank you, sir. It was lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you, too.
And he kind of clasps a fist to his chest and he says,
May you find luck in the battles against the giant mutated squids of the future.
and he
You're
moves
damn
on.
right, sir. We're gonna show those sons of bitches. Am I still in the armpit of the ogre during this whole conversation?
She did put you down. She put you down.
Oh, because I was me still in the armpit. I was like, that's hilarious. I'm just like having a conversation with this man.
Like she doesn't even notice you're there. You're like parallel to the ground. Your head sticking out of her armpit, just like this tuft of halfling afro. How have we not made that joke yet?
That is amazing. Have we not?
You're just having this conversation from her armpit, completely. Your arms pinned to your side, completely. While she's like taking a morning drink or something.
Yeah, they're completely casual. Like, it's fine.
You guys will notice as you're getting your breakfast and packing up that you are attracting a certain amount of attention. It seems like there are orcs on your periphery, orcs of a familiar origin on your periphery, who are occasionally sort of like popping in and walking around, and you can see their eyes upon you as though you were being tracked by these Thrax orcs.
Which is weird because we're like mostly hanging out in one place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. I mean, I'm down to clown, so if they want to start something, that's.
I'd rather get something to eat first, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, you guys get some stuff to eat. You get some fine orcish potato hash and eggs and all that good stuff. Oh yeah, it's very spicy. Like that stuff will clear out your sinuses.
Oh, that's exactly what you need after a night like that.
Yeah, I mean, orcs like their food to be like a challenge.
It's like they live in Australia or something.
Yeah, exactly. They're very hardy people. No one will ever say otherwise. Whatever else they are down to earth. They are foof.
So are they just glaring at us over breakfast, like we're just eating, and they're just all like, while eating themselves, and they're glaring?
It's not so much that they're glaring. Some of them seem to be like they're trying to be surreptitious about it. You are being watched.
There's one dude with a newspaper and a fake mustache. Just looking at me occasionally.
He's got the fake glasses on too. It's like, those aren't prescription.
My name is Gonothrax. Blame Stalker.
That's your real name?
All right, you guys have had your breakfast. What do you do?
Oh, we should probably go find the paladin, right?
She's around. She's not. She doesn't seem like she's speaking to you, which for some reason she thinks is a punishment. You get that impression.
She's mad that we didn't get her a stuffed animal. Oh, okay.
I mean, you could give her your water snake thing.
Yeah, but at what cost?
He's not having strangle feathers.
Aw.
That's the best name.
It's even better when you know the history, because that's definitely a nod to a previous campaign there.
Don't know what you mean. That is his name and his name alone.
Who are you talking to?
I don't know. They drank a lot last night.
Fucking sounds it. Damn.
Orkalork is disappearing rapidly around you.
Yeah, we should probably get going. What time is it now? Like 9?
I'd say.
Yeah. All right. Let's get this show on the road. Do we want to try and slip the Thrax orcs, or let them track us so that we can have a conversation?
It is an entire clan. Don't forget. Like, it's not just like 3 or 4 orcs.
I feel like...
Yeah, how far are we from Tumulus?
You're a few days' ride. A few days. Sorry, a few days travel. You're not riding at the moment.
Could we get some horses at Orkalor?
They don't have horses. They do have
Land walrus?
no. They actually have wargs. They have wargs,
Yeah.
which are like these large, sort of like almost. Sort of like a cross between like a large canine and a bear, with like a little bit of like the size and like litheness of a big cat.
It kind of looks like a large hyena, right?
They're hyena-esque.
Yeah.
They're actually creodonts, but that's just the fucking like biology nerd in me. But yeah, they are large carnivorous creatures. They're known to be devastatingly intelligent.
Wait, really?
Yeah, actually, and that's not just me. Like D&D as written, wargs, I believe, they can really easily understand speech. They are more intelligent than wolves. I believe that's correct.
Wow.
That is the opposite of what I thought.
And I am sure that Lady Fitrian would be totally down to ride on one of those.
They're better than horses for uneven terrain. Horses are very good at moving across straightaways over the wooded hills and forests and stuff like that. But if you start getting to rocky crags and difficult terrain, you want a warg. They are extremely sure-footed. That's your call.
I bet they don't spook easily either.
Yeah, probably not. I think predators don't usually spook.
No, they don't spook easily, but they spook other creatures easily. That's really more the challenge you get when you have a warg.
So is there like someone we could buy some of these from, or?
There are a few clans that sort of linger, and some of them, they don't just carry only the wargs that they need. They'll usually have a parcel of wargs that are sort of like left to follow a pack. You could find a clan and maybe make an offer. It's your call.
Let's go to the Thrax clan and just touch them, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh no, we can't touch them. They're filthy scum."
If you do that, they might just set the wargs on you. So that's your call.
That is true.
But whatever you want to do, I'm just being the voice of reason here.
We should go to the Squid Killers clan. Yeah, they should. They actually probably have some good wargs.
The Squid Gorp. You see the Squid Gorp tribe packing up. They do have somebody who seems to be holding the reins of some rather feisty-looking wargs, as you watch two of the wargs suddenly start attacking each other, tearing into each other with like a snarling noise, and it's a little hard to tell if they're going for each other's throats or if they're just having a little playful sparring. The orc that is holding their tethers doesn't seem to mind, though. It doesn't bat an eyelash.
Excellent. Malcolm will walk over and like, "Sir, I would like your scruffiest warg."
They are all scruffy.
Do you have any that have crooked ears?
This one right here, his ear has been inside out since he was but warg pup. And that one right there, his ears have been torn off.
Okay.
They get very excited. They are very rough puppies.
I will take the crinkly-eared one.
He raises an eyebrow a little bit and he says, "What have you to trade or barter?"
Well, let's see. And Malcolm takes down his backpack and it's just like, let's see what's in here. Do you want a crowbar?
No.
No? Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Would you like a? What is this? Is that a hammer? Do you want a hammer?
A heavy hammer. Sometimes the works they get out of hand.
Oh, would you like this polymorph apple?
Polymorph apple. They are like $5 per bushel. Well, 5 gold per bushel.
I figured it'd be a gold, wouldn't it?
Yeah, what's $1?
It's orc currency. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Huh. I don't suppose you accept just regular money.
Money would be acceptable.
How much for a warg?
I say 35 gold.
Wow, so that's a lot. That's a lot, right?
Warg is lifeblood of Squidgorp clan.
It's what they ride in the battle against the giant squid legion.
Okay. But you gotta think about this in the long term, right? So we're gonna be ranging all over the continent, with these wargs that we're gonna purchase from you. And anybody who asks us, hey, that's a fine beast, where did you get him? Well, we're gonna tell them from the Squidgorp clan. We're gonna try and drive business your way. Is that worth anything to you?
Make a persuasion check.
All right, since you asked so nicely. I only got a 24.
Jesus. All right. He looks you up and down and he says, all right, very well. How about 28 gold pieces and you keep the Squidgorp caparison on the side of the horse so that everybody knows who you got from. Not horse. Warg. Orc horse. We call them orc
I'm not gonna ride this off into the woods and find out later that it's just a horse in a warg suit, right?
The other wargs would have killed and eaten it by now.
Okay, I'm just saying I know that wargs lose 50% of their value when you ride them off the lot, so...
Are you sassing me, boy?
Just a little.
Is this 28 gold for one warg or for all of the ones we'll need?
To carry 1, 2, 3, you probably do not need more than 2 wargs.
I am not riding with Lady Fitrin.
Don't worry. I'll buy one.
Do you have the gold for that, Isaac?
I do, actually.
How do you, wow.
Okay.
We might have
How
to
much gold do
review
you
your
have?
finances a little bit later on, but
How much gold?
Did you buy any starting equipment? Or
I did.
Did you just keep the
actually.
money?
I have I bought a starting equipment and everything. I have 360 gold left.
Hey man, could you spot me? Because
Yeah,
I've got
You.
Oh. I actually have 80 gold pieces left over, so I can buy my own warg
okay, cool.
for 26 gold pieces.
You got a 24. He kind of rolls his eyes and says, fine, 26 gold pieces.
No, I'll take it.
Damn it! I need to remember my numbers. No
24 gold
more
pieces.
making deals before morning orc coffee.
Gotta have that morning brown.
Oh, that could be taken in the wrong direction.
I didn't want to say it.
Very well, and I will also purchase one of these fine beasts from you, fair noble sir.
Very well, 30 gold pieces.
Damn.
Well, that doesn't...
She's going to carrot it up for a little bit and eventually settle on 35 gold pieces. But yeah, so you guys, in that case, if Isaac is buying one, and Chris is buying one, and Lady Fitrian is buying one, you guys have 3 wargs.
I spent the last of my gold on this really powerful potion of healing.
You want me to spot you for
Yeah, I can
a warg?
Three wargs is more than enough to carry you guys. Remember, Isaac weighs probably less than Volkvar's pack does.
I actually assumed that my warg was like this tiny runt.
They don't sell tiny runt wargs.
Tiny runt wargs get eaten by the regular sized wargs.
Oh. Well, could I save
bud.
one that's a really tough little tiny warg that has been everything's been trying to kill him, but he's managed to survive because he's a tough little warg.
I will say that
They keep them separate, otherwise they'd have none left.
if you want to go ahead and find one, he will give you a 5 gold piece discount.
Oh yeah, sure. Then Volcaforce can have the other one.
There is a runt by the back that they don't know what to do with. We had been giving them to children orcs for them to learn how to ride the grown-up big wargs. All right, you guys have yourselves some wargs.
That was incredibly expensive.
They are lifeblood. What can I tell you? We don't have wargs. We don't get to fight off land squid.
It's a tough war out there, man. You good luck, soldier.
And to you.
I don't think we were the only ones who drank too much.
Yeah, but 3 wargs is more than enough. Vokrvar's, you'll probably be fine. They carry, each one of these can carry like a fucking stacked, bristling orc warrior, all muscle and sinew, in full plate mail. They can probably carry 1 or 2 of you guys in a go.
Okay, well, if Malcolm's getting his own little runt walk, and then Fitrian and Gaspar has one, Vokra's gonna look at Gaspar and say, "Please don't make me Lady Fitrian."
You can ride on mine if you want to, or we can, once again, just buy you your own.
Yeah, I don't mind spotting in for you. After I got Kringle over here.
Yeah.
Kringle.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You would buy me my very own walk.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool if you could pay us back when you had the money, but we can go halvesies, right, Malcolm?
Yeah, of course.
So yeah.
I don't know what to say. They never let me ride the wargs back home.
Well,
It's like
we're
a
not in
Star
Orc, Kansas anymore. Hobgoblin.
Huzzah!
Whatever.
Whatever.
Is that like 12 for us both? Is that...
You got him to accidentally agree to 24 gold. That was my mistake, but I guess we're living with it. So yeah, 12 gold apiece.
It made it.
Yeah, no problem.
I should name mine Lady Gillespie,
She
Wait.
says as it defecates loudly on the turf.
Cool. Good for you.
Come, Gillespie.
All right. So you guys load up your new wargs, and yeah, you guys can feel free to name them as you please, of course.
All right, I will name mine as you please. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. That sounds like a racehorse name.
It does.
It is.
It's actually a little bit short and normal for a racehorse name.
By Fallout Boy.
Oh,
How
man.
fast can these fellas go? Because I would really like to put the Thrax clan in our rear view mirror.
So we've got a 50-foot movement speed. So they're a little bit slower than a horse, but they are
Okay.
better in this terrain than a horse.
Okay, here's a question.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the speed
Mhm.
since you mentioned it,
Mhm.
and apparently wargs can speak their own language
Yeah.
and goblin.
Yeah, that's why I said they rarely speak common, though. They can be made to learn common.
Can I speak to the wargs then?
Well, okay, here's the thing. That's the base warg. These wargs are more likely to speak orc, as they have been raised by orcs.
Maybe if we kidnap one, we can use it to communicate. No, I'm joking.
An orc that's walking by just like spits out its drink.
Okay, yeah, I know Abyssal, Common, and Halfling. Any chance they know Abyssal?
They probably do not know Abyssal.
I would be terrified if these wargs started talking to us in Abyssal. That would... We would not want these wargs in that case.
Something's wrong with these books.
Does Lady Fitrian speak Orcish?
Oh, I'm sure.
Goodness. Where on earth would I have learned to speak Orcish?
Well, you
I don't
have
know.
very
Whatever asshole finishing school you went to.
high-quality teaching, so I imagine they taught you languages.
I speak Common, Elvish, Draconic, and Celestial
Draconic?
from Sunday school. Yes, the language of the dragons. Many fine old magical texts are only intelligible to one who knows the language of the great worms.
True. Or you can just get really high. That also helps.
I don't think it does.
Oh,
Let's go.
Yes, please.
Okay, I would like for you guys to head on out of here. You guys have a major advantage on the Thrax clan now. No matter what happens, you're going to be able to move faster than the clan at large. Because they've got
Yay.
things like carts and such. They do have outriders, though. So I would like to ask you to all please make a group handle animal check. I believe that's still
Well,
a
it's
thing,
called
right?
animal handling, but yeah.
And animal handling check.
I hope you guys
That's
roll
it.
good, because I got a 4.
Oh my god.
I only got a 19. That's with a plus. That's with a +1 modifier, by the way. That was all luck. Is what I'm saying.
Let's hope the Squid Corpse trained them well.
Hmm.
Mine just wants to wrestle all the time, so I'm just over there just wrestling this thing.
You're probably gonna get caught and killed by the Thrax clan then.
Possibly.
It can just pretend to be an owl.
That is
Oh.
true.
Right past
You
him.
guys are so lucky. I think that 19 basically saved your bacon just now.
Bacon.
All right, so you guys have some cool warg mounts now, and you find yourselves leaving the remaining crush of tents behind. You can see sort of like the torn up turf where other wargs and even other beasts of burden have kind of come this way from those leaving Orkalork. And you are very shortly on the open hills.
I just had a thought. It's too late to do anything about it. But I imagine that some of those like humans who like selling potions and whatnot, there were probably people going to Tumulus, and we could have just hitched a ride.
Nah, this is pretty cool.
It's possible. Tumulus is kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It's not really close to anything, so... And it's an archaeological site. It's not like it is a populated city, so... It's possible, but... most likely the humans are heading north to Frostreach or southwest to back to Stoutheart the way that you came. You don't immediately see any Thrax orcs following you.
Cool.
I'm going to just roll...
There's just one roughly orc-shaped tree that seems to be holding branches up and moving occasionally. But aside from that, nothing.
I am. My name is Trio Thrax. Not.
Trees don't have names.
Shit!
They
Oh
also
god, you're
don't
right,
use
shit!
These disguises are going to get more and more crazy. It's going to be fantastic. There's going to be somebody dressed up as a cave. It'll be fantastic.
I'll also ask you guys to make a group survival check. You've gotten your wargs going.
Oh, I
All
got a 17, by the way.
17.
For the
Yeah.
survival check?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got an 11.
And I got a 60.
That's actually pretty damn good.
Great job, everybody.
Well done, everybody. It's a total of, an average of just about 15, which is pretty damn good for what you're doing. The wargs, they take to this land like the back of their, it's like the back of their hand there. Like, this is their terrain. This is where they've been raised. This is where they've spent their entire lives. There is a point where you can see a clearing up ahead in the woods that you have started traveling through. And as you head towards the clearing, very suddenly, your wargs stop. And they sniff the air and they kind of look around to one another. And they sort of like, instead of dashing through the clearing like you have been, they actually start to softly pad around the edge of the clearing, sort of looking towards it, staying in and among the bushes as stealthy as possible. As the trees and bushes sort of pass around your head, you actually do catch a glimpse of a single Thrax orc sitting atop a warg and looking, fortunately, in the opposite direction.
Hey, Volkervars, what would you advise we do about this situation? I feel like you have a better handle on the Thrax orcs than the rest of us.
So how big is this clearing?
You can't easily tell from here because there's also like a hill involved, but it's decently large. It's probably at least 60 feet.
Okay, well, I'm assuming if he's an outrider, like the main body isn't there, would I know anything of their tactics in terms of how many might be around?
They tend not to send a single one. They have loose groups that are sort of near each other. These groups, each of them carries horns where they call out to one another if they find things. If you were to ambush this one, you don't know how many of them are also in the clearing. You only see the one, and you can only see it through the leaves and the trees as you happen to pass. And two, even if there aren't any in sight that would see you immediately as you hop out, they're just a call away, and there could be more than a dozen of them.
It might be best just to skirt around him.
I am inclined to agree.
Fine.
So do we have to like perform like a group stealth check or something?
The survival check is what got you so that you would have the drop on these. It's between you and the wargs, knowing where you're going, being able to throw off those who might be following you, and just having sort of like it's sort of like, I'm using it basically to be like stealth and perception and, you know, nature kind of all in one. Survival.
Awesome.
All right. So if you choose to not engage with this guy, then you're able to sort of sneak away across the edges of the woods, and you are eventually back to moving through the woods, bounding with your wargs.
Here's a question, because it might come up later. Did we tell anyone at Orkalork where we were going and what we were doing?
I don't think you did.
No, I think we kept it pretty close to the vest.
Well, we might have when we were black and drunk, but I don't remember that.
Nobody really pressed you for details. It's Orkalork isn't really a place for asking people what the fuck they're doing with their lives.
It's like Burning Man, but for D&D.
There's a little Burning Man to it. Yeah, it's true. In fact, actually, you guys missed the tent where they were actually burning a man.
Oh,
just kidding. Maybe.
possibly.
You guys travel ever onward, and by the time you guys reach sort of the end of the daylight, you've traveled probably 3 times further than you could have on foot through these lands. And you are actually probably less than a day's travel away from Tumulus. There were also occasionally, I will say, there was also like brief stops along the way where seemingly like unheeding of your guys' command and sort of like almost making the decision as a group. And they do seem to almost occasionally be grunting and growling words to one another. The wargs hunted. And as you were, even as you were atop their backs, they actually hunted down a small deer and basically tore it to pieces in front of your eyes. So they're fed.
One less thing to worry about.
These are incredible steeds. Like, they literally are like a friggin' cat. Like, all I have to do is, make sure it stays clean.
Pretty much. And I will be honest with you, they stink. You're not certain if it's because they're dirty and unbathed or if it's some sort of natural musk. Actually, Volkervar's is certain. It's like a natural musk. They're like their hair is like oily and stuff. It's kind of reminds you of home.
But next stream we find Kringle, you're going in it.
But as evening falls, you've not seen a sign of man or orc for some hours now, and you are able to make camp, and it's all good. They bed down for the evening. We've basically already had a random encounter for this sojourn, so I'm not going to make you guys roll again, but you guys stay on alert over the course of the night. No. Stop it, evil Katie.
Do it.
Good Katie, what do you have to say?
Nothing?
Kate also says do it.
Oh, I forgot. Good Katie died. There is only evil Katie now.
There's no good or evil. There is only Gerblin.
There is only Gerblin Katie. Yeah, it is le night. You guys camp. You guys have a good time. You are fresh in the morning and ready to make the rest of the way towards Tumulus.
Assuming that we have the same watch pattern as the other day, and Gaspar wakes up Vokra, he will take the chance to speak to him in private.
Okay.
While Malcolm's up in a tree, asleep, pretending to be an owl.
That's exactly how it sounds.
God.
I was actually just thinking.
Before you lay down, Gaspar, I wanted to ask you something.
Yeah, what's up, bud?
Well, Lord Bloom said that this demon killed his family, and he's your dad.
Not
So
quite.
I was wondering if is this like a person personal quest of vengeance for you. Is that something we need to keep an eye on?
It's more of a family legacy thing. So he's actually my great grandfather. So I was not alive.
Oh yes, he's very great. He was a great man when we met him.
Oh shit. Okay. So that great grandfather doesn't mean that he's awesome. It means that he is 3 generations older than me.
Oh,
Malcolm just up in the tree like, ooh, he does sound like an awesome grandfather. Ooh.
I think he would be 5 generations older than you.
Yeah, I'm bad at math. Never claimed not to be.
Yeah, you're 4 generations older than you.
4.
Parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-parents. Great-great-grandparents, yeah.
Yeah. So I was not alive when they killed his immediate family.
So you're not going to, like, get emotional and fly off the handle and all that sort of thing?
I mean, I can if you want me to, but no, I wasn't planning on it.
No. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't going to be a problem.
Yeah, no. We're pretty even. I mean, I only even agreed to do this because I didn't really have anything else going on. So, yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I will leave you to sleep. Would you like a flower?
No, but thank you.
Okay. Good night.
All right. Have a good one.
I thought his dad was really, really cool.
I mean, he is a cool guy.
You're asleep now. Good night.
Okay. All right.
What the fuck kind of owl is that?
Great horned Afro owl.
Great horned Afro owl. Oh, outstanding.
That was a Vukro I wanted to ask about. He will check under Malcolm for eggs, but I assume he won't find any.
You find one egg. No. Halfling egg.
And like leave like a stone down there in the shape of an egg.
He's keeping it warm.
I imagine that the egg's got a little afro as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
What? That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't have to make sense, Adam.
What the?
The eggshell grows it, so like when it collides with the ground, it's a softer landing.
Y'all gain the benefits of a long rest.
I love that for us.
That's so wonderful for you. Although you guys already had the benefits of a long rest. And just checking the map, you are but a few hours' ride on these bad boys from Tumulus.
Vukro will prepare breakfast again. He'll make some eggs for Lady Fitrian, because she said she doesn't eat meat.
Are you going to use the Afro eggs?
She kind of scowls. She says,
"No, because that was a dream."
Thank God. A little bit of that orcish ale left over, I think, with that dream.
Takes a solid week for that stuff to leave your system.
Lady Fitrian says, "I only eat. I'm currently eating fruits, vegetables, and bran muffins. I would much prefer fresh produce."
When you said you didn't eat meat, I thought you might like eggs. But,
meat or animal products.
Oh.
This is an egg.
Yes, it comes from the backside of a bird.
Is that what an animal product is?
Well, of course. What else would an animal product be?
I'm going to go dig a pit. I need to dispense some animal products myself.
Oh! She just kind of like stares, like mouth slightly agape, teeth exposed, just kind of stares at you.
While he's walking away, he'll be muttering to himself, I tried to be nice. I don't know what these people want. Just tip the eggs out as he goes.
Honestly, don't understand.
She like takes a bite out of a celery stick.
Where did she get this fruit? Like in vegetables? Like, did she get them at Orkalok?
No, she has like a pack full of some vegetables that seem to be well preserved and so on. If she sees, like, for example, a copse of trees that are fruiting, like some apples or crab apples or what have you, she has been seen to like reach out, maybe grab a couple.
So Isaac, she likes apples.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
I'm just pointing it out.
Oh Christ!
That is brilliant. I wonder what she would turn into. I'm gonna have to think about that. I must pick my moment carefully.
All right, so you guys have yourselves a fine morning breakfast. If you are not going to harass Lady Fitrian further, then it stands for you to continue through the rolling hills of Eldritch. Yay or nay?
Yay?
Yay.
You ride.
You ride! Yes, you bound over the land, and after some time, the trees sort of thin out once again. You've been sort of like moving in and out of the southern reaches of the glitter gold greenwood, and you start to notice not hills, but mounds that are sort of formed around you. You could almost believe that they were hills, but they basically look like giant haystacks, just with the way that they rise up from the comparatively flat ground around them. And some of them, hundreds and hundreds of feet across. And it's shortly after this that, you find a little collection of tents. Sort of off of the distance. You can see that, it's still relatively early in the morning. And you can see like a cook fire and a number of humanoids sort of like walking around doing one thing or another. And yeah, you have arrived at the archaeological site for the ancient city of Tumulus.
Oh, hot day.
And we're looking for Alan Grant, right?
You were looking for codename N.
All right, Alan Grant. Okay.
You
Al N.
A halfling by the cook fire sort of glances up and sees you guys galloping up. It sees especially Volkrvar's galloping up on a sort of like snarling, drooling warg, because they salivate as they're moving. There's just like, bleh.
So they just always look rabid? Huh.
They exert themselves and a lot of drool comes out.
Hey man, me too.
He suddenly he almost falls backward over a log that's situated near the cook fire and starts running back towards the tents, and you hear some yelling.
Oh, here we go.
Is there any chance you and halfling know each other? I'm not saying all halflings know each other. But the community's small.
So you are a halfling. This is a halfling area. There's a lot of halflings in Eldritch. But you are a member of the archaeological community. You've established that as part of your backstory.
Yeah.
So why don't you give me a straight D20 roll?
What happens if I get a 1?
Nothing happens if you get a 1, because this isn't like an ability check or something like that. And actually, strictly speaking, skill and ability checks don't actually crit, fail, or whatever. I just like to... That's one of my house things, is I like to do that. But no, but all that means is that you do not recognize this halfling. I basically set a DC for 16, so there was a 20% chance that you would know this halfling just from looking at them.
Okay, I got a 10 though, but guess not.
Oh, you got a 10? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you were saying you got a 1.
No, I was just thinking out loud, like, man, what happened if I got a 1? Like, as it turns out, I remember this guy, and he remembers me, that I like stole his girlfriend or something, and then like,
literally, that is what I would have done if you rolled a 1 on that. But or just like, oh yeah, I know this guy. He fucking
I stole his girlfriend and his archaeological tools.
He grew an afro, and then you grew an afro, and everybody thought he was copying you, so he had to shave his off. He's never forgiven you.
You actually hear a bell ringing after a second, and pretty much everybody sort of runs back to their tents.
Does this sound like a bell of alarm?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a handbell that one would ring. Just like a little handbell.
maybe we should dismount and continue on foot.
It's a good idea.
Probably best if I hang back.
Yeah.
You can always wear a hat.
Do you have a hat I could wear?
Malcolm feels through his afro. Not today.
I don't suppose you have one, Gaspar.
No. Also, it wouldn't help. Don't. Malcolm
Overcrow's gonna sigh deeply, turn back. Do you have a hat I could borrow, Miss Vitrian?
I don't think I'd have a hat that fit you. My hats are all tailor-made.
My head is large, but that is still hurtful.
They are tailor-made for my diminutive, one might say demure, fame.
Does that mean you have a small head or something?
matches the brain.
Why is your head so small?
She's human?
I'm not on trial here.
No one's on.
Okay, so you guys get the you said continue on foot. You guys tell the wargs to sit and stay, and they snap at each other and sort of snarl towards each other a little bit, as they are wont to do when left alone with one another. But apart from that, they do stay where they're at. What do?
Yeah. We're going to.
Oh, we should get
unless anyone has any objection.
You know.
What was that, bud? I didn't hear you.
Oh, we should get a white flag, and just be like, they're not here to raid you and steal your girlfriends.
We could. I was just gonna.
That is very specific.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we could probably approach the camp with our weapons in our holsters and our hands kind of up, so we don't mean them any harm.
That is also a good idea.
And showing your palms is like the universal sign of I'm probably not gonna stab you.
But if you're a wizard, then it's just like, he's probably gonna blast me.
Fucking hate wizards.
There's some backstory there, but we can talk about that later. But
you've met his dad.
I don't think. I think that's more of a Chris thing than a Gaspar thing, but it might be a Gaspar thing.
It translates to every character I play because it's universal. I don't know what to tell you.
Universal hatred.
Chris is not a big magic user fan. That's why I was actually a little bit surprised that you decided to go with a partial casting subclass.
Well, you know, if you can't beat them, join them.
Well, we'll see if you can beat him in a later campaign then. All right, you guys approach. Do you say anything, or do you just kind of walk in and among everything with your hands up?
We're not here to steal your girlfriends.
Damn right.
What is it with the girl? Hi, hello. We mean you no harm. We're here on official guiding bolt business.
You see a couple of faces peek out of various tent flaps around, and then you hear like some hurried whispering, and after a moment, a female halfling steps out.
Salutation.
She's like a middle-aged woman, and she sort of wrings her hands a little bit. I beg your pardon, are you guys the mercenaries that N sent for, yes?
Yes, we are.
How is N? Is he still alive?
We were a little bit worried for a while there, actually. He was not looking too good. The beast roughed him up considerably, which, knowing N, is a pretty crazy feat, frankly.
That's all right. We're here to hold it for you, so don't worry.
Can I would you like to sit? Unfortunately, we don't have much to do these days, so we've pretty much just been holding camp here in the hopes that eventually you would come. And well, we lost 3 expedition members before N came around and tried to solve the problem. So we daren't venture back to the site.
Yeah, of course. We can sit and talk. Do you guys want some tea? I also have some biscuits too. I don't know if you guys have any rations.
She perks up. She says, "Halfling biscuits?"
Oh, that's right.
Oh, it's been a while since I've had a proper halfling biscuit. It's been pretty much all hardtack and jerky out here.
Oh, fear not, lady. I've come to save you. I've come to save you all from the mundaneness of biscuitlessness.
Vakura's gonna lean down and whisper to Malcolm, remember what we said, we're not stealing girlfriends.
Shit, you're right.
It's okay, my girlfriend isn't here.
Okay, well, see.
You guys really fixate on the weirdest shit, you know that?
I guess what happens in Tumulus stays in Tumulus.
It's like Orcalork.
Things in Tumulus are pretty much staying in Tumulus these days. We haven't been able to approach the mound at L47 that we've been mostly granted to work on. My name is Professor Millicent Dretfowler. I am Professor Emeritus at the University in Frostreach. I have a degree from the Anthropologists Guild on Crescent Island, and I am in charge of this operation, or I was when there was still an operation here. Yeah, and she lays out a map upon the ground. You can see that it seems to be just, your basic terrain map with just like crude outlines, circles, squares, and rectangles, each of them labeled with a letter and a number. She draws your attention to a spot, a particularly large rectangular shape that says L47. Seems like it's some ways east of here. The main campsite is also marked on the map. She says, This is L47. This is the largest mound that we found in Tumulus. We were excavating there one day about a week and a half ago. We started noticing a lot of snakes around. Just tons and tons of snakes. It's not something we had ever seen before.
Normal snakes? Or...
Normal snakes, but all kinds of snakes. Simply mundane snakes, for sure. There was a nest of vipers down that seemed to have taken up residence where we were digging below, and up on top where a number of the structures once were. There were constrictor snakes and venomous snakes, some of whom I understand I'm not a biologist, but I don't think they were native to the region. But they didn't seem to be anything magical, so we just sort of chalked it up to common everyday eldritch strangeness, It's a magical world. Things happen sometimes.
Very true.
Until the giant snake showed up. We don't know where it came from. We went to the site one day about a week ago, and it was there. It's the largest snake that I've ever seen in my entire life. Must have been 50 feet long.
Which part of the site was it on, like where you first saw it?
These mounds, many of them, especially the larger ones, have flattened tops, and those flattened tops have ruins upon them. Old buildings or temples. This actually probably is old hat to Malcolm. He kind of understands the old mound building cultures of Central Eldritch. You're in something of a fertile floodplain between major rivers, and so this area would become soggy and difficult to build upon, but still one of the best places to plant because of its fertility. So they would build these mounds to keep their structures well above the water table.
Oh, so it's kind of like the buildings that like maybe you'd see in Louisiana, where there's a lot of floodwaters. Everything's kind of elevated.
Kind of, yeah. It's like a feat of ancient engineering.
That'd be pretty cool.
She gives you like a grave look, and she says, Bran, Mrs. Wilder, and young Hansy, they were all gobbled up right before our eyes. We were scarcely able to flee, and we've not been back since. We thought that when M came to the site, it would all be over. We know his reputation. He is known to be the greatest serpent slayer to this day, or at least according to him. We saw him fight, and it was truly an epic battle. In the end, he fell, and we were barely able to drag his body away before he was destroyed entirely. He's been recovering in our big tent ever since. It was he who sent out the correspondence asking for backup from the guiding bolt, and here you are now.
Can we talk to M?
Yes, is he like awake?
He's still in quite a bad way, and frankly, he doesn't like to be disturbed, but I do believe that this warrants it.
Well, actually, I did have another question for you. I don't know if you can tell me. Well, actually, two questions. The snake, what was its appearance like, and also, did it talk?
I thought I could hear it utter words, but I didn't understand them. It was of a sort of like vivid green color, mottled in among its scales. It was sort of like a deep black highlighted in this vivid, bright, almost yellow-green. And it had horns. Strange, almost antler-like horns upon its head. And its eyes, oh my. The other snakes. They appear to be mundane in origin, but this creature is not of this world.
Okay. Would Malcolm be able to know if this is some kind of other monster or if it is the demon that we're looking for by any chance?
I could say your choice, roll nature or religion, depending on which angle you want to come from.
Nature. I will go with nature.
Okay.
Alright. I got an 11.
You don't need to roll very high to know that it's not any kind of snake that you've ever heard of. Especially not 50 feet long and horned. That is unusual. And while you did not roll religion, I will say that, there is a particular group that horns are associated with.
Yeah, there sure is. Hopefully it's not a basilisk or something. Well, they're not all stone, so...
That's true. I mean, we've heard stories of the basilisks, and I don't think that's what we're dealing with here today. The eyes were they were very intense, but they did not seem to have any sort of strange ability, if that's what you're asking.
Yes, and if you could hear it saying something, but you couldn't understand it.
Yes, it spoke in a gravelly, inhuman voice.
Would you say it might have been abyssal?
I'm afraid I don't know enough about abyssal to make a judgment on that, but it made my skin crawl, and if that's any indication...
I think N would likely know.
That is true. Alright, thank you. I appreciate it. Enjoy your biscuits and tea.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm absolutely famished. Let me bring you to N. Do not trouble him overly, please. He is still recovering. His injuries were quite grave. He was upon the point of death.
But yeah, she actually ushers you in close to the large tent over here. She peeks into the tent flap and she says,
N? N, are you awake? You have some visitors, N.
You hear a voice go,
Tell them to enter. All right, here, he's invited you in. Go ahead.
You enter an extremely dark tent. It's full of furs and a bed. You almost think the bed is unoccupied until you realize there is a figure that seems to be robed with a cowl, heavy over its face. The thing that strikes you that you probably find surprising is that the figure is small, very small, smaller even than Malcolm or Professor Dretfowler.
Oh, is he a gnome?
You don't know. It is a figure who is in complete darkness, face obscured by the cowl. No body parts seem to be particularly visible. Doesn't move too much either. Although you can see that they slowly breathe. Well, they are breathing. It's actually faster than you would expect.
Here's a question. You said he was in complete darkness.
Yes.
Will dark vision be able to see anything?
It is via dark vision that you are pretty much able to see any of the things that I have described.
Okay.
Malcolm has you guys basically all have dark vision anyway, so.
Man, you look like you got fucked up. I mean, the snake must look worse. I hope so.
I am a celebrated warrior. I gave my all. And yet that thing still slithers. And Lord Bloom sends me you.
Well, actually, he sent the 3 of us. Well, 4 of us. Sorry.
He sends 4 to do the job that 1 should be able to do.
He didn't mean it.
You got kind of jacked up, bud.
My wounds will heal.
Okay. How long is that going to take?
I do not know. If you fail, it will be for me to pick up your pieces.
So if we fail and you have to pick up the pieces, even though we're here to pick up the pieces because you failed, then will you fail again and just back and forth like that until we die?
The figure sort of straightens up in bed as though you've struck a chord with it. He says,
I did not fail. I lived. Failure is only death.
Okay. No, it is not.
Where I live to fight again, I will destroy the serpents of this earth again. That is a victory.
Are you trying to tell me your life goal is to destroy all serpents in the world?
Yes.
Well, that's definitely some childhood trauma there. But I'm wondering.
I mean, by the sounds of it, he's got it, so it looks like we're done here.
I did have a question though, wondering if you can remember the fight at least. When I was told that it spoke, did you hear anything over it breaking your bones?
He's quiet for a second, and then it seems as though he elects to leave that last comment where it is, charitably. And he says,
Indeed, it muttered the language of Abyssal, the language of the demon folk, and the hellish plane upon which they inhabit.
Can you speak Abyssal?
I can indeed.
What was it saying?
The seal shall not be broken.
Ominous. Ominous.
I don't need your help. Give me a few days to get back on my feet, and I will send that snake back from where it came.
How many days do you need?
Well, you know what they say about throwing yourself against a brick wall over and over again.
Flesh regrows, brick only breaks.
That is so badass. Holy shit. Oh.
If you only need a few days and then you can go kill this snake, why did you send for us?
At the behest of Professor Dreadfowler. She wants the protection of her people. If it will take me some time to get back upon my feet and take out this horrid creature, she must look to hers in the meantime. It was not my choice.
What if what if instead of stealing your kill, what if we helped you in a way? If it would only take you a few days, what if we go down to the site, check out the serpent, we try to look for any weaknesses, we come back and we strategize, and we work together to kill this thing? Because there's a chance that if this isn't the thing that I'm looking for, it might know who I'm looking for. So before you kill it, I would like to talk to it. Also, I would like one of its antlers. Also, I would also like to enslave its soul. But go on.
I will say, as much as you might like to do that, you fiends are not one of the types of creatures that can... Their soul is in a different state. They're not one of the creatures that you can draw to your service.
Damn.
Well, you see, you got like all those creature types. It's like beasts, monstrosities, slimes, or rather oozes, and dragons. There's like a list of creatures that you can. The reason why demons can't, and you would know this, is that demons themselves are already an enslaved form of soul. Demons are born of souls that have been ripped away from mortal beings, or the souls of those who have died with wickedness in their hearts. Yeah, that's how demons are made in the first place. And when they die, they generally speaking, rather than simply dying, they just go back to the abyssal plane from which they came. Basically, their souls are already in service and cannot be drawn to a different service.
Gotcha. And a fiend's its soul is on another plane?
It kind of is the soul. It's a little bit wibbly wobbly.
Just think of it like you can't capture an already captured Pokemon.
Oh, that...
You can't just throw a Pokeball at someone else's Pikachu and snatch it.
Perfect. That is a perfect allegory.
You know, this is Pokemon Shadow Coliseum where you can.
Yeah, this is not Pokemon Shadow Coliseum. This is not Pokemon XD.
Well, then, okay, I understand that. So just the antler, then.
As long as I get the other one.
Yeah, of course. Also, can I have the fangs as well?
Are you going to leave any trophies for the rest of us?
Fine, you can have the eyes. Jeez.
It doesn't matter. I will be up soon. You had best stay out of my way.
So back you up. Got it.
Now leave me, I must heal.
You got it. We'll do some scouting and some planning, and then we'll meet back up for some tea and discussion in 2 days.
If that is your desire, then very well.
You get some sleep. Do you want a nightlight or something? Like this, good? Or...
I do not fear the darkness.
God, he's so cool. All right.
Yeah, so you close the tent flap?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You do so. Professor Dret Fowler kind of like steps in and says,
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think he's going to be healed in a few days.
Yeah.
Oh,
kind of-
really? You think?
Well, and just in case there was any question about it, I think he's been sort of psyching himself up to go back up there in spite of his injuries.
Oh,
From the brief conversations I've had.
that's a bad idea.
I do not fear the show. Why do you call him cool? He's a tool.
But he's so badass about it, though. Like, yes, he's slightly. Are we still next to the tent? Hold on. Let's move away from the tent.
yeah, you probably want to move away from the tent to have this conversation about whether this guy is cool or a tool.
But
Up next on Cool or Tool.
the thing is that he's so cool that he doesn't give a fuck. That's the thing.
He gives too much of a fuck.
I mean, about snakes. Well, that is his whole childhood trauma that we have not gotten into. But
Oh, come on. He got his ass handed to him. He's like, no, I won. I'm so strong. I'm going to kill it in 2 days. No, you're not. Shut up. Sorry, he reminds me of someone.
but we should check out this snake at least before fighting it.
Well, all right. Well, I have copies of the site map, so you're free to take a copy of it as you go.
Would you
That'll
know
help.
anything about a seal? He mentioned the seal can't be broken or some such.
I'm afraid I don't know anything about that.
Hmm.
We haven't come across anything that might constitute a seal in the ruins, like a seal, like a demonic seal, perhaps?
Maybe.
I'm not sure. He seemed a bit out of it.
I'm afraid nothing comes to mind.
It could be the squid.
I don't know. We might be too far inland for those giant squid killers, but we should always be on our guard. Oh, also be aware of any thoughts that seem squiddy. They are telepathic. Like if you suddenly want to go
Now all I can think about is squid. How do I know if the god or just you?
Well, the thing is that if you suddenly get a feeling that like, oh, I'm gonna go to that dark, shadowy pond over there, you might want to think about it again because that's probably the giant squid trying to eat you. It's just like when you're dealing with.
I was going to go to that dark, shadowy tree to have a piss. I don't know if I can.
Well, no,
Oh no, the pissing tree is over there.
Oh, thank you.
not unless there's a giant telepathic spider. Then you have to watch out for spidery thoughts.
Why are you doing this to me?
Ah. But oh yes, since there is some mention of a seal, is there any area that you guys were last excavating? Because maybe you guys triggered something without noticing.
Well, I'm afraid we were specifically funded to come here and work on the big mound. We don't even know what it is yet, so...
And did it showed up just randomly one day, right? So you didn't make any progress that was significant?
No, I mean, we did some digging, we uncovered some pottery fragments, pretty standard fare.
Hmm.
Am I correct in hearing that this is some sort of creature that, the guiding bolt has been after for some time?
Yes, the leader of the guiding bolt has a family vengeance, vendetta, Ghost Rider kind of shit with this demon.
Ah, yes, and insinuated as much. Then, doesn't it stand to reason that the creature isn't actually from here?
But the thing is that, like, why would it show up here and not go after Lord Bloom? Was it hoping that he'd come out and fight it?
It could be a one-sided vendetta. I mean,
Oh, those are the worst.
if the demon wanted to finish Lord Bloom off, he's had many years. That man is fucking ancient.
True.
Lord Bloom has been searching for these creatures. From what you know, these creatures have not been particularly searching for him. But the nature of demons is that they wish to destroy. Because they are what is left of the destructive impulses of human beings. And other beings.
Oh god, so no squids, no spiders, no destructive impulses. I can't think of anything now.
I mean, you can think of biscuits if you want.
Please don't think of biscuits.
Oh god.
So is it safe? Like, do you think it's safe for us to go down there and look at this site and the snake just remain out of sight? Well, not out of sight, but just at a distance, maybe? Just to kind of get some recon, get an idea of what we're looking at here.
I honestly don't know what is safe anymore. I don't know how close you can get before the thing, even if it's even still up there, will attack. I don't know how safe it is with the other snakes around. I think you're taking yourself into harm's way no matter what you decide to do.
I don't think the snake-infested demon ruins are ever going to be safe, Malcolm.
That is a fair point.
But it's kind of what we're here for.
So how does everybody feel about going on a short promenade down to the ruins?
Couldn't hurt to do some recon.
Yes, let's go take a look, see what we're dealing with.
Maybe it will turn out that
Try
the
and
snake
kill the
is like...
thing before N goes and kills himself.
Yeah, definitely trying to prevent that.
Also, Fitrian, that's the pissing tree if you need it.
Oh, how gallant.
Also, I forgot to ask the doctor if she has a pair of binoculars.
I have a spyglass. We use it for assaying the land.
Spyglass? Mind if we borrow it?
If it'll help you take back the land that we came here to investigate, to excavate, then yeah, absolutely. And she hands you like a little silvery a spyglass, a little telescoping spyglass. It's like maybe like 3 inches long when it's all telescoped up, but you take it and you're able to open it into like this somewhat longer thing.
Excellent.
Sorry, begging your pardon here.
No, that's fine.
Missing some.
And then I said, that's not an elder dragon, that's my wife.
Ah.
Oh my god. You guys make your way over. It's sort of like an almost a forest of these mounds. Some of them only a couple of meters in height, and others towering above you like great pyramids from some ancient desert. But as you get closer to the site, as it's marked on your map, you do indeed start to notice, first, little garter snakes that are just sort of tooling around. And then larger rattlers, things of that nature. Those of you with survival will recognize some of these creatures, even without having to roll. Other ones you simply don't recognize. They're potentially from some far-off land. You arrive at the base of L47, the site that was marked out to you by Professor Dreadfowler. It is a large mound. It is definitely the largest mound that you've seen. Far above your head, steep sides and a flat top. The sides of it sort of stretch away 100 feet to the left, 100 feet to the right. From the bottom, you can't really see the ground of the top, but you can see what seems to be the remains of some old stone, potentially monuments, or foundations of some long-gone structures. You're here at the foot of the hill, of the mound. What are you doing?
Could I make a perception check to look for any signs of this snake?
Yeah, sure.
I'll put on my goggles as well.
Awesome.
Right, I have an 8.
You almost step on a rattlesnake as you're trying to sort of peer up at the top of the hill.
But my cat-like reflexes are like, oh.
Sure. Yeah. Unfortunately, you aren't really able to glean a whole lot of information about the state of the top of the mound from down here. And you don't actually see... You can see perhaps where they were working. You see like a certain dugout spot that bites into the side of this mound. But you do not actually see any signs of demonic snake activity.
Damn. Maybe if we got up higher.
Well, she did say that the event occurred at the top of the mound, where a lot of the ruins were.
Oh yeah, that's where the snake showed up, right?
Mm-hmm. That's where folks were gobbled up, and that's where the climactic battle with N happened.
Oh, so we'll definitely find something up there.
One might hope.
Let's walk up then.
As you start trekking up the side, you can see that there are smaller snakes sort of in the grass that covers the mound, and they seem to be coming down the hill. As you peer upward with the spyglass, you see old stone walls, many of them crumbling, some of them no more than hip height, other ones over even Volkravar's head. And you happen to catch a flash of a serpentine form that seems to be hanging from a small tree growing in between these structures.
Is that a large serpentine form?
It's pretty large. You don't know if it's 50 feet.
Okay. We should try to approach with some kind of stealth. I'm seeing some larger snake activity up there.
Is there anything to stealth behind?
Absolutely, yeah. There's a number of structures, as I've said, old foundations, that sort of thing. Let me give you...
Oh, they're coming out of the side of the mound also.
Some of them... no, they're not coming out of the side. They're just lying in the grass on the side. They're not, like, coming out of the ground or anything. If you guys want to roll stealth, you can absolutely do that.
Would it be like a group stealth check?
It depends on if you guys want to move together as a group or if you want to break off.
What do we think?
I'm always for staying together, if at all possible.
Yeah, me too. Snake.
I could draw its attention if you guys want to sneak behind it or some such.
Sure. That sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds good. So I will roll stealth.
Oh yes, let's stay together until the hobgoblin says to sacrifice. Then it's fine. No, that's not in character.
I got a 14.
14. What else we got? Vukro, you go ahead and make you can make an intimidation check.
I'll wait until like those guys are either in position or heading to position. Also, is Lady Fitrian with us?
Lady Fitrian is with you. I'm just really bad at keeping track of her token.
Yeah. Okay, so Lady Fitrian, when the snake opens its jaws, keep them open with your head.
I'm not going to do that. Just, in interest of full honesty, I'm not going to do that.
Respected.
Mad respect. Malcolm bumps his chest.
All right, so I think I still need a stealth check from Gaspar then.
I only got a 30.
You got a fucking 30?
I got a fucking 30.
What do? You just mold yourself into the side of the stones? Holy shit.
How did you get a 30? You have a plus 10 or?
You have a plus 10.
So that's a natural 20.
Oh, it sure does, bud.
So Malcolm's talking to Gaspar. He looks away for a second, looks back, and he's gone.
So in that case, where exactly are you guys proceeding? If we've got Volcro is going to be taking point on distracting the creature.
Is there a way for us to get above it?
Well, it's on the top of the mound, right?
It's on a small tree, so it's actually slightly above even the highest of these foundations that you see before you. So not really.
But if Volcro pulls its attention, it'll come down?
Possibly.
Maybe?
That's the hope.
Do you speak Abyssal, Volcrevars?
I do.
Yes.
Oh, good. So we can all communicate with this thing if we want to.
I am just a poor archaeologist looking through ruins. I hope a snake doesn't come down and eat me.
Don't forget to hit things with a hammer every now and again.
Oh, I'm hitting things with a hammer. Archaeologist.
Are there any like low shrubs or rocks nearby that we could duck behind?
Okay, well, basically what you have is the snake is at the end of some sort of courtyard between old structures. They sort of wrap around it. Behind it is open. You guys are at the far end of one end, sort of peeking around a corner at it, but there are foundations all around. There's some shrubs. It's a little bit overgrown up here, but one of the things you do notice is that it does seem that potentially the archaeology team has been clearing brush away, so it's not quite as good as it might have been if it was just left wild.
All right, I think we're going to move like foundation to foundation, going as quietly as we can to try to flank the snake when it comes down, if it comes down from the tree. If not, we can always light the tree on fire.
I like that.
Okay, do you guys want to go to either side in like a pincer sort of thing?
I was thinking keep Volcrevars out front and in... maybe with Lady Fitrian as well, because I believe she's wearing heavy armor.
She is? Well,
so
she is.
Probably not going to be helpful to sneak. So that way we would have two of us on either side of it. Should it?
Very well, I'm not here to fight anyway. I'm just here to patch up your boo-boos.
You're not going to fight?
Don't touch my boob.
I mean, I suppose I will if I have to, but you boys got this.
Okay, you hang out here in case Volcrevars needs you. You can help draw its attention, and Malcolm and I will try and sneak around, flank it, just going from foundation to foundation. He's small and I'm stealthy, so yeah.
Yeah, with your stealth check, you've got it in the bag. Even with a 14, you seem to be doing a pretty good job there, Malcolm.
Nice.
All right, you guys move from foundation to foundation with Volcrevars out in the front, garnering the attention of the snake creature.
I can pretend to be a bush with my afro.
Oh, look, I found... It looks like an ancient bone. No, it's just a stick.
The snake seems to be probably about 20, maybe 25 feet long. It's a big constrictor snake. It just kind of regards you dully. Its tongue flicks in and out of its head as it sits in its tree, but it doesn't really do much. Doesn't immediately react to your presence.
What is this? Is this a cup? That smells like coffee. That's probably not an artifact. What should I say?
Well, you can introduce yourself.
But Vukra is going to start speaking in Abyssal, but still just do the same rambling stuff about faking archaeology.
The snake does not seem to respond.
So looking at it, can we tell whether it's a demon snake or just a snake?
That would be so fucking funny if it was just a snake.
Religion or nature, your call.
I think I've got religion.
I could roll nature for you.
You're being a bush. I got a 1. This is him. This is the demon. You will pay for what you've done to Lord Bloom's family.
As you start to get closer, the snake actually slowly starts to move, but it tries to move upward in the tree and pull its body in a little bit close. Like it's just like, I'm not particularly afraid of this thing, but I don't want trouble with whatever this guy is.
Crow's gonna get a bit closer and just yell out generally, not looking in their direction, but just yelling out generally. I don't think it cares about us, to be honest.
Trying to tell me this is just a normal ass snake?
It looks like a normal ass snake.
Malcolm,
It might be a demon trick.
Malcolm pokes up his head. Son of a bitch. We've been bamboozled.
I don't know what we do. I don't know what we do now. Do we still kill it or do we just move on?
Well, I feel like it might be a dick move to kill it. So let's just move on.
Can I ask, what language are you guys speaking right now? Because I know you were speaking Abyssal before.
We should keep it Abyssal because it's funnier.
So, are you guys having this conversation in Abyssal?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you mentioned killing it. And it doesn't move, but the ground starts rumbling.
Ruh-roh.
After a moment, it does actually start to move as the tree that it's on seems to start shaking back and forth. It actually, like, as much quicker than you expected of it, it actually starts making its way down the tree and starts slithering off this way. And the ground starts cracking and breaking.
Booker is going to take some steps back.
You suddenly realize that's not a tree. That's a horn.
Oh!
As a massive creature rises up out of the turf.
What the fuck is that? That's a snake? It looks like
It
a
is-
bird.
It's snake-like. It has like almost like a fang. It has like a horn-like beak, and it has these wild eyes. And it rises from the turf. And I'm a little bit torn because technically we have like a half an hour left, but it's going to be initiative, so.
You think we can kill this thing in 30 minutes?
Absolutely not.
It rises up from the ground, I will say. And because it's caught you guys a little bit by surprise on this front, you hear it whisper in like this haunting, horrible, hoarse, demonic, abyssal whisper.
The seal will not be broken.
But we all hear it whisper that?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Now, I will say it's only the head and neck that seem to be, like, poking up out of the turf. It's rising about 10 feet in the air as it is. And, you know what? I'll save it. I don't think we can... I think maybe we should end a little early today so we can just dedicate the entire next session to the initiative.
Sure.
Is there not a chance we can talk it down?
It is about to attack, so you can try to talk it down, but it's going to be talked down. Like, you can try, but it'll be on your turn.
Ooh, Adam, we could do it like the three-headed Broadway star from Whose Line Is It Anyway? Like, we each will say a word on our turn trying to talk it down.
That sounds...
We do biscuits. Not want biscuits.
Hey guys, this is Editing Adam from much later in the future. I decided that this one should probably have like a little bit of a blooper reel. We had some technical difficulties that resulted in a bit of downtime and a bit of wackiness ensuing, and I didn't want to just cut it because it didn't fit with the narrative of the story that we were trying to do. So, yeah, there you go.
The seal will not be broken.
And
It says its name is Karth, and it needs us to seek the Lord Vessel.
Ah. Excellent.
Okay. Glad to hear it.
Seriously, did none of you play Dark Souls?
Nope.
Fucking
I never played Dark Souls. So I do not know this reference, I'm afraid.
I
I
only
want to play
play
Dark Souls.
video games that are fun, and I think Dark Souls would make me too angry.
It is one of the
Yeah, it's probably true.
stressful video games.
And then I said, "That's not a gibbering mouther. That's my wife."
Wait, oh, hold on. Is Volkervaz married, actually?
No.
He's married to his work.
Ah,
He's working on himself right now.
understand.
And I said, "That's not a 50-foot snake demon. That's my wife."
How did you guys meet then?
Is that you, Fukravars? Your child support payments are late.
Oh.
God damn it, Strangle Scales. We've talked about this.